Why is the press and the palace refusing to look or comment or report on Meghan Markle's links to the same individual, and most importantly, her relationship, her close personal relationship with Prince Andrew?
And this is sweet. Meghan Markle said she has a finger they can use if they need it.
Wasn't there some speculation that she was on Epstein's yacht at one point in time? There was like photos with her and Prince Andrew way back in the day when she was like in her early 20s. Wow.
It is interesting how she's exposing her as a yacht girl, someone who was paid off by rich men to go and hang out.
It suggested that the then Meghan Markle likely spent time with Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein before she even met Prince Harry.
Why aren't they pushing this nuclear button and just let the world know about Meghan Markle?
The one person who I think has been really happy about all of this is Prince Andrew.
Yeah, boy.
The one person who I think has been really happy about all of this is Prince Andrew. I'm guessing that he has been nudging the royal family. Can you believe what Meghan did, huh? Can you believe it?
You know, I mean, she used to be on Deal or No Deal. Look, she was on Deal or No Deal.
Yeah, that's right.
Listen, I brought Meghan Markle, whatever her name is, to my Deal or No Deal celebrity golf tournament. She was one of my Deal or No Deal girls that were, she was a caddy for all of my celebrities.
We again highlight the mucky murkiness and mendacious manner of this alleged yacht girl. According to Urban,
of Meghan Markle's alleged, rumoured yacht.
Do you think your sister, Meghan Markle, has ruined Prince Harry?
The answer is yes. I mean, every single interview, every single picture, every place they go, Meghan grabs him. Meghan controls him. Meghan tells him no. Meghan stands in front of him. She controls every single situation like she is the star.
Just here it comes. Reopen British markets for American companies. All that Britain demands in return.
He knows that Meghan Markle was a hoe. He knows that Meghan Markle had a relationship with Prince Andrew. He knows that he is stuck in California. He knows he has wrecked his life with a D-list mattress actress.
And it seems like that lady is a temptress. She's a siren. She's lured him into the rocks.
Later in the press conference, a reporter asked Trump about Meghan Markle, and this is what he had to say about her.
I'm not a fan of hers, and she probably has heard that, but I wish a lot of luck to Harry, because he's going to need it.
Wow. Who had Meghan Markle on their random Trump insults bingo card? Anyone? If you're keeping track, Meghan Markle's got beef with the Queen of England and the President of the United States.
Nasty, and says he feels sorry for Prince Harry because his wife is a lot to deal with.
And then the wife convinces you to leave the royal family. Like, I'm out. I don't need you guys. Which is crazy, because don't you just get free money?
The late Virginia Roberts wanted to call Meghan Markle as a witness, and she said it was exactly because Meghan Markle was a close past associate of Prince Andrew and would have seen or participated or been around whatever he was doing. Why isn't the press calling this out?
It was just a normal Saturday night until everything erupted when Colin stared into the SNL camera and dropped a punchline that didn't just land, but exploded, joking that Trump's new UK trade deal includes sending Meghan Markle back, leaving the crowd stunned before breaking down as Meghan once again became the unexpected joke everyone understood and Trump clearly intended.
Everyone understood.
President Trump also announced a new trade deal with the UK. All that Britain demands in return is that we keep these two.
No! No! I refuse! I'm sick of it!
But only if she wipes her whole Instagram again, a remark that sent the audience erupting as Twitter blew up and headlines spread fast. While in Montecito, insiders say Meghan was furious. Picture a glass hitting marble, because this wasn't a simple joke. It landed hard.
Marrying the monarchy, what did you think it was going to be like?
Well, I didn't do any research about what that would mean.
You didn't do any research?
No. I've never looked up my husband online.
What? Let me introduce you to this thing called Google, okay? Over there, I think it's called Lori. It's full of useful information. For instance, turns out your husband knew Princess Di. That might have been a hint that this was going to be a rough gig. So while you're Googling, you might want to try the combo Andrew, Island, and Epstein.
This was a mainstream comic on America's biggest stage, finally saying what others avoided, showing Meghan wasn't being teased for her views or challenges, but for a brand that seems to weaken by the week. And while the audience laughed, sharp viewers caught the real point. The joke wasn't just humor, but a signal, a warning that something was shifting, and Colin might have been the first to crack that door open.
Prince Andrew's confiding to friends about the not-so-secret relationship with him and Meghan Markle, and this is why Prince Harry wants to end the marriage, and is so disgusted he can barely touch his woman.
Since you like that, here's another.
The joke hadn't even faded before the internet landed its own hit, because just days after Colin Jost's moment, a set of blurry yet oddly well-shot photos began circulating, showing a sunlit yacht off a glossy European coast, crowded with powerful men in designer shades, champagne in hand, private staff nearby, and in the middle a woman in luxury swimwear, hair perfect and carefree, looking exactly like she had nothing to stress about. And the resemblance was so strong that Reddit, TikTok, and X went into full investigation mode, checking timestamps, tattoos, sunglasses, even belly button details. And the comment sections quickly reached one conclusion. That's Meghan, no doubt.
Karina Shulia was Jeffrey Epstein's last known girlfriend. She is on record saying that the only times she flew on a plane, went on a yacht, or whatever, was with her boyfriend, Jeffrey Epstein. And here we have Rachel Meghan Markle parading on a yacht since 2014.
Retire, bitch!
This wasn't some old blurry photo. It looked current, intentional, and far too perfectly lit to pass as accidental. But what truly ignited the internet wasn't the images themselves. It was the timing, dropping, just as Meghan was trying to shift her narrative, promote her rosé, tease a documentary, and rebuild her image, only for the Yacht Girl rumors to surge back and start tearing her rebrand apart in real time. And this was only the first hit because the real danger wasn't the pictures, but what they exposed about the image she has worked so hard to protect.
Girl past set to be exposed in a new documentary that's finally going to air next month. Let's put it this way, I smell a scared little...
For years, Meghan Markle sold a polished dream. The curated Instagram-style, avocado toast, sunrise yoga, and a persona built as more than a celebrity, but a movement built on self-love, charity, and manifesting a better life. Yet, when those yacht images surfaced, the contrast was jarring, because this wasn't a young Meghan on a casual trip. It was something entirely different.
The pictures are there. We can all see them. Why isn't anybody questioning this?
Online sleuths claimed those photos were from her Suits years, the same period when Meghan was carefully shaping her image as a polished, purpose-driven figure. And the issue wasn't the timeline being 10 years off. It was the brand being completely wrong, and that's where the first cracks appeared.
NBC has announced plans for a spin-off to the hit series Suits, which will be set in Los Angeles. It will focus on Meghan Markle's character's struggle to balance her legal career while also caring for...
Suddenly, her story stopped lining up, because you can't present purity while relaxing with rosé on a billionaire's yacht surrounded by influential men, captured in shots that looked staged. And once those images spread in crisp quality, the issue wasn't luxury or partying, it was perception.
Meghan Markle was also a close associate of Jeffrey Epstein.
Meghan didn't just become a duchess, she constructed that identity piece by piece through interviews, posts, and careful presentation. But these photos didn't fit the narrative, and the closer people examined them, the more flaws they claimed to find in the polished version of her past.
What could it be? A mystery for the ages!
Suddenly, the official story didn't feel as airtight to the online crowd, who dissected every pixel as if they were uncovering hidden chapters.
Reminder, Prince Harry married a talentless Soho house, alleged, named Meghan Markle. And I've seen this before, but I have to admit...
It was the rumor that never fully disappeared, buried under years of PR, legal responses, and glossy covers. The so-called Yacht Girl label that lingered in forums, blind items, and old threads. A rumor heavily scrubbed once Meghan married Harry and dismissed as cruel speculation from frustrated royal watchers.
Today's Suits actress Meghan Markle married some unemployed dude who still lives with his grandma.
Most people had moved on until now, but the resurfaced yacht photos didn't just restart the discussion, they intensified a rumor that had never fully faded.
Wasn't there some speculation that she was on Epstein's yacht at one point in time? There was like photos with her and Prince Andrew way back in the day when she was like in her early 20s. Wow.
Suddenly, even former skeptics were asking questions, while believers felt confirmed. Old clips started trending, podcasts revived timelines, YouTube channels resurfaced pre-wedding exposés with massive views, and the algorithm stopped shielding Meghan and instead amplified every detail that looked damaging.
Expose her relationship with Prince Andrew, her sexual relationship with Prince Andrew.
Online insiders began hinting at powerful names supposedly linked to those old gatherings, and people started resurfacing past stories that framed Meghan as calculated, always networking and chasing status. And it didn't help that her former blog, The Tig, once admired those dreamy summer trips and mysterious invites, the kind you don't exactly stumble upon casually.
It was planned from the beginning. She denied being interested in the royal family, which she totally was. I know someone who knows the ex-husband who said she had a vision board with Prince Harry on it.
Suddenly, her polished lifestyle posts felt less like motivation and more like coded PR, at least to the online crowd digging through her past.
Buckingham Palace are still covering for them. And what will it take? Will it take something to be exposed that is so terrible that they will actually talk about it?
What Meghan's team once labeled a sexist conspiracy now appeared to critics less like fantasy and more like an uncomfortable question lingering over her image.
Because Meghan Markle, apparently her goal was to snatch Prince Andrew. But of course, at the time, there was no way she was going to get through Sarah Ferguson.
And just when the noise seemed impossible to top, Meghan made the move that caused the most damage. She stayed silent.
What do Americans really think of Harry and Meghan? We despise them.
When most public figures scramble to deny, post statements, or blame the media during a scandal, Meghan offered nothing. No Instagram note, no Archewell comment, not even a vague message about truth or resilience. Just complete silence.
People in Montecito, they are billionaires, they're superstars, and they don't like publicity. They live in Montecito to avoid photographers, and they believe that Harry and Meghan, with their pretty obvious courting, pursuit of publicity, are spoiling the privacy of Montecito.
In today's media landscape, silence doesn't look noble. It looks strategic, suspicious, and controlled. Because when something is false, the response is immediate. You correct it, you warn legally, you shut it down, especially if it strikes at the heart of your brand.
Why? Why the cover-up when it's so obvious?
But Meghan did none of that, and people noticed even her strongest supporters, from lifestyle influencers to feminist commentators to royal escape podcasters, who suddenly went quiet because this wasn't easy to defend. How do you explain yacht party images when your entire narrative is humanitarian work and social justice? Or justify that kind of access before marrying into royalty while still presenting yourself as a struggling outsider?
Another big revelation was that Meghan said that she and Harry actually got married 3 days before the royal wedding. Great, now I feel like a fool for waking up at 5 a.m. to watch two married people get married.
To the online crowd, you simply can't explain it, which is why her silence felt even louder this time, and many began treating that silence as confirmation, because if it wasn't her, wouldn't she shut it down immediately, forcefully, legally, instead of letting the quiet fuel the fire?
Build electric cars, he's going to Mars. Why is he even involving himself with Twitter? It would be like if the Prince of England gave it all up just to marry an actor from Suits.
And once the memes, reels, and reaction videos began flooding in, there was no balance or pushback, only a growing wave of people saying, wait, maybe this really is true.
There was a sex tape about her.
And I saw it.
Behind the scenes, though, things were far from calm, as insiders claimed Meghan was anything but relaxed, making calls, sending frantic emails, urging her team to contain the fallout, and even reaching out to media contacts to steer attention toward her charity work and upcoming projects. Anything but yacht rumors and SNL jokes.
She is an absolute user of the media. She uses every conceivable way to try and play the victim and score points.
But the damage was already sealed, because Colin Jost's punchline didn't just land, it gave the internet permission to laugh. And once a public figure becomes a punchline, the narrative shifts faster than any PR team can keep up.
Why is Meghan Markle still being protected? Andrew's ready to leak the entire thing along with Sarah Ferguson, because Fergie allegedly reached out to Meghan Markle for help now that they've lost the titles. But Meghan Markle, being the narcissist psycho that she is, that she discards people, she discards relationships, she doesn't understand the principle that you should never burn bridges.
Meghan, once seen as polished and inspiring, suddenly became the centerpiece of TikTok memes, YouTube breakdowns, and Instagram reels analyzing her entire evolution.
On Oprah, I didn't know. I had no idea how racist they were. It's the royal family. You didn't Google this?
Her empowerment quotes were being stitched over alleged yacht clips. Her motivational lines turned into satire, and even her supporters struggled to redirect the conversation, while Hollywood quietly took note as whispers spread about studios reconsidering offers and some brands reportedly putting campaigns on hold.
That's what Harry wrote in his book Spare. At this point in time, I really have to question his mental acuity. How stupid is this man that he actually believes it? Or is it that he wanted to believe it?
Not because Meghan lacked marketability, but because she suddenly appeared unpredictable and risky. And in a business where image is everything, her value felt unstable overnight. As PR experts know, you can't go viral for the wrong reason and expect nothing to shift.
And in the tape, she's performing a sex act on him that's unbelievable.
While Meghan scrambled behind the scenes, Harry stood exposed in the spotlight, pulled into a scandal he likely never anticipated, because this wasn't just her situation anymore. It was their shared brand, and suddenly his face was beside hers in every thumbnail.
Said, let us have an end to this debate about what makes a good man and be one.
There you go.
You can use that.
Good knowledge.
You can use that.
That's the part. That's the part we're editing out of this interview. Boy, right there. All right.
Very
Unlike
similar
what?
to this experience.
Unlike what?
That's right. You carry on. You were doing great. You were doing great.
No, you're doing great.
Headlines began pairing yacht rumors with talk of regret, and royal watchers claimed Harry was caught off guard, with some suggesting he went unusually quiet, skipping events, avoiding calls, and staying silent during what should have been their joint cleanup effort.
She has to blame her own choices, her own preferences, and blame it on others because she doesn't have the balls to, or the ovaries to admit that that's how she likes it.
One palace source allegedly remarked that he looks like someone realizing the fairy tale came with conditions. And while critics have long called Harry naive, the commentary has grown harsher, painting him as the man who gave up titles, family, and country for someone critics now say may have been playing a longer game than he understood.
Harry says, how do you explain to someone who just started dating that they have to curtsy to your own grandmother?
How do you explain that you bow to your grandmother and that you will need to curtsy, especially to an American? Like, that's weird.
Maybe just tell her that your grandmother is the queen and you're in the royal family.
And behind the scenes, the United Sussex image is starting to look strained, with claims that Harry has been spending more time alone, stepping back from strategy meetings, quietly questioning things, while Meghan, seen by critics as skilled in media control, reportedly keeps trying to direct the story as Harry grows quieter and more distant.
Had they had these standards like 40 years ago, Meghan Markle would have not been anywhere near anybody. She wouldn't have been allowed anywhere near the royals. But because of what the state that the royal family is in, she was able to sneak in her way.
And if the whispers are accurate, perhaps even a little resentful, because no one can ignore the noise forever before it starts sounding believable to those watching from the outside.
Oh my God, I can't even. These two, Meghan and Harry, are the worst.
This was never just about a yacht. It was about a carefully built illusion, because Meghan didn't simply marry into royalty. She executed one of the most dramatic personal rebrands in pop culture, rising from struggling actress to global humanitarian, from suitcase model to duchess, from blogger to a self-framed cultural figure.
The woman who destroyed her in-laws' family, whose own family doesn't like her, whose the in-laws obviously don't like her, the public doesn't like her, she's stuck because she was an actress who became a real princess, who wants to be an actress again, but has to continue to pretend to be a real princess.
Every part of her public image was assembled piece by piece, polished and packaged as a flawless transformation, until now.
I've already settled it for myself, so flattery and criticism go down the same drain, and I'm quite free.
Because Colin Jost's joke wasn't the beginning of the scandal. It was the moment the internet felt the mask slip. And once those old photos resurfaced, everything Meghan had spent years burying came rushing back into view, including the strategic friendships, calculated networking, and sudden vanishing of past connections.
Harry found out about it and Harry's disgusted. I don't even think he found out about it. I think he finally accepted what he didn't want to accept before.
People online began linking her past to her present, and the picture forming wasn't one of reinvention. Critics said it looked more like selective erasure to many watching.
That's the real scandal.
What, is she possessed? She was a normal speaking girl.
To many, this wasn't about yachts or champagne. It was about control, about reshaping a backstory that didn't match the glossy empowerment narrative, about removing anything that clashed with the brand.
What is the number one question that mystifies scientists? Number one question.
Mystifies scientists. Is there life on another planet?
Oh, no. Why does Meghan Markle make her own pretzel bags? They don't know why.
That's interesting. She takes it from one bag and puts it in another bag.
It's another bag.
And that confuses people.
This, we're just going to put into a different bag.
Because Meghan's influence wasn't built on openness, but on aesthetics, filtered posts, buzzwords, polished interviews, and when unfiltered moments slip through, the entire image starts to shake.
I read that Harry and Meghan met on a blind date. Here's how they planned it. Meghan was like, I'll be wearing a blue shirt. And Harry was like, I'll be Prince Harry.
And here's the part that stings most. Once the internet turns you into a meme, it owns you, and no PR team, interview, or podcast can undo the impact of viral ridicule because it lingers in comments, reaction videos, and threads that never fade.
What is she talking about? She didn't know. It's the royal family. They're the original racists.
And now Meghan isn't just being questioned, she's being redefined, not as the bold outsider or daring royal figure, but as a strategist whose main product may have always been herself.
Turns out Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will still get paid millions of dollars for doing absolutely nothing.
And as the internet keeps pulling old receipts back into view, that carefully built product is starting to lose its shine.
Meghan Markle has ruined your workout regime. Is this true? If so,
yes, she has. She went to a yoga place, which is my yoga place. But now that she went there, everyone's going to want to go there.
Suddenly, the fairy tale feels less like a love story and more like a case study in image management, rather than romance or royalty.
She was in the most powerful position in the world, where she could have represented her culture, set a new beauty standard, or, set the standards and say to people, this is okay.
Because when your narrative relies on perfection, while your past is far from perfect, the contradictions eventually surface. And once they do, no title, no publicist, and no podcast can stop what follows.
ChatGPT has released a new voice assistant feature inspired by Scarlett Johansson's AI character in Her, which I've never bothered to watch because without that body, what's the point of listening?
The yacht rumor was never the real issue. The real concern is how far someone might go to bury their past and how quickly the internet can pull it back up. Because Meghan built her image on being the misunderstood outsider. But now critics say she's being understood far too clearly.